All right, welcome to this video. And the fact that you're here shows me that you're serious about your training and serious about trying to achieve your goals. So today we are going to talk about burning fat and building muscle. Can it be done at the same time? And if so, how do we go about it? So first of all, this is something that's been talked about for a long time. So lots of people have said previously that you can't do it. You should either be cutting or bulking. And other people have made claims that you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look through it, and I'm going to tell you if it's possible and what to do if it is. So burning fat and building muscle, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Is it the most ideal way of doing it to maximize fat burning or maximize muscle gain? Probably not. And does it apply to everybody? Probably not, again, and these are the reasons why. So first of all, your body fat percentage will play a part in this. So if you're someone who is carrying more fat than you want to, maybe in sort of the 20% region, then you've got a lot of stored energy on the body. So what you'll find is you can be in a calorie deficit and you can be losing weight and still gaining some muscle. The reason for this is because you've got the stored energy, your body is not freaking out that you're in a calorie deficit and trying to preserve the energy that it's got. Because if it's trying to preserve your energy, it's not going to put focus on building muscle at the same time. If you're a leaner person, so say you're at 10% body fat or under, you will find it harder to build muscle in a fat loss phase of dieting. And like I say, it's just because you've got less energy stored, so your body is going to prioritize the energy coming in for bodily functions, so to speak. It's not going to put the extra emphasis on building muscle at that time. Second thing is training experience. Now, if you've been training for a long time, you know results in strength and muscle building are harder to come by. When you first started your journey, when your sort of gym training journey, you probably found that in the first sort of 3 to 6 months, you made phenomenal progress really, really quickly. And that's because with a low training experience, your body has to adapt quickly. It's a very new stimulus, so it increases strength quickly because you're learning the techniques as well. But when it comes to muscle building, it hadn't been in that phase before, and it thinks, I better build some muscle to keep up with what's being asked of me. As training experience goes up, those results are a lot harder to come by. So if you've got a high training experience, so say you've been training for 5+ years, maybe 10+ years, again, building muscle is going to be harder to come by. And if you've been training for that amount of time and taking your diet seriously, you've probably got low body fat as well. So you've got high training experience, lower body fat, which makes this whole phase a lot harder to come by. Conversely, if this is the start of your journey, then first of all, well done for embarking on the journey. But your body fat percentage is probably going to be a bit higher, training experience is going to be a lot lower. So you can burn fat and build muscle at quite a good rate because of the factors that we've just talked about. Now, a couple of things you need to think about: calories. If you're trying to burn fat, calories, you have to be in a calorie deficit. It's the way that you lose weight and lose fat. So basically, you're taking in less energy than you're burning, which is creating a deficit. So it means your body then has to burn off stored body fat. And if we get the protein levels right, we're burning off mainly body fat and we're not burning through that precious muscle. So calories, you have to be in a calorie deficit, which again makes it harder to build muscle at the same time, because if you think of it as building a house, if you're pulling down walls, it's difficult to then build more stuff on top of that, if that makes sense. So when we're putting less calories in, it's difficult to then add muscle tissue. So it's not the most effective thing to do at the same time, and one of the main reasons is that. Now, protein levels. When we're going through a fat loss phase, when we want to hold as much muscle as we can, or when we're trying to build muscle, we want to build as much as we can. We need our protein levels quite high. So the range for this is 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kg of body weight. So get your body weight, so just for argument's sake, say you're 70 kilos, just 70 kilos times 1.6 will give you the lower end on that range, times 2.2 will give you the upper end. So you tend to then try and fit in there somewhere. I would err more towards the 2.2, so I would do more of actually, I mean, that's the scientific range, is the 1.6 to 2.2. I would go more 2 to 2.2. Reason for this is you're just giving yourself more of a buffer. So when you consume protein, your body heats up and you get what's called the thermic effect of feeding. So it's actually burning calories for you to process protein. So you're not absorbing all of the calories and the protein from the foods that you're eating. So if you bring this up a little bit higher, then you're just giving yourself more leeway in that aspect. So I would, like I say, bare minimum, 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight in this phase. So overall, yes, you can burn fat and build muscle at the same time. These factors will come into play hugely. So if you're just starting out, then absolutely do these things. You're going to be in a calorie deficit to burn that fat off. Protein's going to be high, so we're holding the muscle you've got and building some more. If you've got a high training experience and a lower body fat percentage, what I would do instead of trying to do these two things at once is I would go through phases of dieting as well as phases of training and just make them line up together. So you'd go through fat loss phases, and in that case, you would be in your calorie deficit, protein would be high, so we're holding on to that muscle, and you would still be training hard. So you'd still be providing that stimulus to the muscles. You may gain a little bit of muscle, but the main thing is you're losing the fat and you're keeping the muscle that you've got. When you've got down to a good amount of leanness, so ideally you can, in the morning, you can see a 6-pack. Doesn't have to be defined like a fitness model, but just be able to see it. What you can then do is go into more of a muscle building phase. So calories would go into a little bit of a surplus, and we would still keep this protein high. And then your focus with your training would be building muscle and building strength, and go through phases like that. Probably on average, probably about 8 weeks on each one. So probably 8 weeks of a fat loss phase, get nice and lean, then go into the muscle building and real strength building phase. The reason for this is you're just maximizing each phase. If, like I say, you've got high training experience, low body fat, if you're trying to do both at the same time, I mean, you're going to be spinning your wheels a little bit and you're never going to make as much progress as you want. So split it down into phases. I hope you found that really useful. If you did, please like and comment on the video. I've also got my free school community, which will be in the description. Come along to that one. I put up other videos and other resources, plus you can ask questions. Also, make sure you're following my Instagram page because I put up a lot of information on there as well. And if you want to work with me one-to-one and really get this process going and really achieve the results you're looking for, then drop me a message on Instagram just saying ready, and what we'll do is we'll have a chat and we'll see if the Strong Again program is right for you. But until then, see you next time.